morning to all the One players all over the world. It's just gone 11 p.m. Singapore time. That's GMT +8. And it's time for match night 2 in the One Play Pro Club Challenge. Really looking forward to tonight's matchup. Malaysia against Thailand. And alongside me to preview all the best esports action is the man that puts the E into esports and puts the non into fashion sense. It's Mr. Nitin Nambiar. Nitin, another night, another shirt. You're looking resplendent there, and we're looking forward to some more great action. I hope it's as good as the game we had on Thursday, where the Royal Cavaliers of Vietnam triumphed against the Rumah Pro Club of Thailand by 3-1 on aggregate.
Yeah, for sure. The tournament kicked off with a bang 2 days ago. Royal Cavaliers sealing their place into the next round. Hoping for another exciting game today for sure.
Yeah, the Royal Cavaliers, by the way, they play the winners of our big match coming up on Tuesday. One's to watch against Mamok Gasok. That is a causeway clash. We'll hopefully get a chance to look forward to that one a little later on. But tonight, it's all about Kita Kita and 2TheMoon. 2TheMoon, the back-to-back Thai champions in action this evening live on the One Play Sports Network. If you are new to esports, if you're new to One Play Sports, you're very welcome. Let's tell you what this Pro Club Challenge is all about, shall we? 1,700 Singapore dollars in the prize fund. The best 32 teams from across Southeast Asia. We've got Malaysia, we've got Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam, and we're with you for the next 10 weeks, every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Same time, same place on those days, 11 p.m. GMT +8. Live and exclusive, only right here on One Play Sports. And of course, one of the reasons we created the Pro Club Challenge is because of the issue with COVID-19. Our live sporting calendar decimated, Nitin, and what better way to keep everyone entertained and hopefully safe at home than by giving them some great esports action throughout the course of the week.
Yeah, for sure. With the entire world actually going through this COVID crisis right now, I think the safest way we can all still enjoy sports is playing it from home.
And that's a very good point. Obviously, whatever your directives are in your respective countries, please make sure you obey them. We certainly are doing that here. A skeleton crew at the One Play Sports Spectrum bringing you this live coverage. And a couple of you pointed out on Thursday night that we were sitting very close. So we've made sure we are keeping a safe distance from each other tonight. So stay safe wherever you are in the world. Now, on Thursday, Nitin began explaining to the novices of you watching, because we're not trying to alienate the seasoned esports in terms of Pro Club 11, but we want to embrace a new audience. You talked about the 11 versus 11 format. One player on the game you're about to see is controlled by one gamer. So there's 22 people on the pitch playing from all over Thailand and Malaysia tonight. Run me through what happens with the system of picking the teams now, Nitin, because every side has a manager, most usually a player manager.
Yeah, for sure. So with regards to when you join a club, you usually give your manager a couple of positions you're good at. So for example, center attacking midfielder, right winger and striker. You then play a few games with the club. Your manager evaluates your performance over that period. And then he will pick what he believes is your best position, and he'll give you individual instructions which have to be followed very, very closely.
Right, looking forward to Nitin's insights into the Pro Club game as we go along. Let's remind you of the big bracket for our 32-team tournament. Unfortunately, we've already said goodbye to Daruma Pro Club, beaten by Royal Cavaliers, who are through to the round of 16. And tonight, look at that big graphic, Nitin. Where can we find tonight's game? If we look hard enough, there it is. You see, just underneath La Rojak Football and Angatsuki, you can see 2TheMoon and Kita Kita. That's the game we have tonight. And if you want to know when your team is playing, I can tell you where they'll be playing. They'll be playing right here on One Play Sports. More specifically, the date they'll be playing, because it's the same show time every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, which will be 11 p.m. You'll be able to see that now as we run through our tournament schedule. Let's have a look. We start with the game that we've already seen, Royal Cavaliers against Daruma Pro Club, the Vietnamese triumphing 3-1 tonight. 2TheMoon against Kita Kita. First causeway clash is coming on Tuesday. Big date for the diary. Going to be huge viewing figures for ones to watch against Manok Gasak, Hyenas and Pig Fight Knife. What a name. Thailand on Thailand next Thursday. Moving swiftly on to next Saturday. Maximus against Tasmanian Devil. Malaysia and Thailand head-to-head. Our first all-Singaporean clash comes Tuesday week. Tika Taka against Tise Etienta. And then Vietnam against Thailand. Singapore against Malaysia. Moving on to the third week of matches. Cat Nino, my favourite name team, against Densetsu
cool
VFC of Singapore. All the way down to Thai Gang against RDS VFC. And the final batch of matches in the round of 32 before we move on to the round of 16 is highlighted by the final game, where the worst generation, a lot of people talking about them as title contenders here, take on fellow Malaysians Keropak. So plenty to look forward to, but tonight we look forward to our main event, Kita Kita A team we don't know too much about. Incredibly, previously, they were a real football club. And by that, I mean, they used to get out on the park and play football. Then they converted to a virtual football club. Is that quite uncommon, Nitin?
No, actually, even when I played for my first pro club team, we were a futsal team, and then we realized all of us had PS4s and decided to just start playing pro clubs for fun, and eventually joined the league. So it's not very uncommon for groups like that to just form virtual pro clubs, basically.
Seventh in the league last season, Kita Kita, and they take on the two-time Thai league champions in 2TheMoon. They're the seeded team in this. Each of the first 16 matches has a seeded side, the favoured side who play at home in the second leg. That's the case with 2TheMoon today. They'll start favourites here, surely.
Yeah, for sure. They're the seeded team today. As we saw in the previous encounter, the seeded team went through. So I think it's safe to say that the seeded teams do have decent pedigree, but really looking forward to an exciting clash today for sure.
So a couple of great performances in that first game on Thursday, didn't we? Jock and Rai for Daruma Pro Club came up with the opening goal before the Royal Cavaliers took over. And what about Joe Bananas? He was some player, wasn't he? Binyi as well. Some great talent on display. Let's look at the lineups, the starting lineups for the first leg that you see there. And Nitin, as always, I'm going to ask you to pick out a couple of players to watch because 2TheMoon particularly are chock full of attacking talent. It's a very attack-minded lineup. It's the first time in the tournament we've seen a side start with two strikers.
Yeah, for sure. And talking about the two strikers, their star player from this team is Boom Blastics, who plays up front for them. He's got 8 goals and 4 assists in 22 appearances this season, so definitely someone to look out for their team. I've also heard that the Thailand team comprises of some Thai team players who represented Thailand in a Pro Clubs tournament once, so be very interesting to see how they perform overall.
Yeah, and incidentally, if you want to have your say, if you want to give shout-outs, you can do just that by commenting on the Facebook page. We like you to do that. It's all about LSFC. Like, share, follow, and comment. So we want to have you all as part of this One Play Sports community. Already the comments are coming in. I've got Aditya Salwani here saying, good luck, why always me, playing up front for Kita Kita. He's all the way from Penang, why always me. And his favourite player is Sergio Aguero. When I saw that earlier, I was thinking of that famous Martin Tyler commentary when Aguero scored that goal to win Manchester City the league against Queen's Park Rangers, wasn't it? All those years ago. So good luck to why always me. He's got his fans out there. And if you also want to email us, you can do that as well if that's easier for you. studio@oneplaysports.com. We'll arrange a graphic for that for the next show, but studio@oneplaysports.com. It's always handy to have your comments and feedback and your questions to Nitin via email in case we have those blasted EA server issues, but let's hope we don't have to bother with that this time. Right, Nitin incredibly predicted the scoreline over 2 legs correctly on Thursday, saying Royal Cavaliers would triumph by 3-1. So, big man, what's the prediction here for Kita Kita against 2TheMoon?
I went for the seeded team yesterday. Not yesterday, 2 days ago. And I'm going for the unseeded team today. I'm going for Kita Kita to come out victorious, going for an upset.
Based on what? Inside knowledge?
Kita Kita finished 7th in the Singapore Premier League of Pro Clubs. There's 14 teams in there. And from what I know, the standard of the league is really high. So for them to finish in the middle half means they can't be a bad side. And I do believe with the EA server issues and sometimes with how the game won't allow you to score, these scenarios present the perfect opportunity for Kita Kita to cause an upset today.
Must also give a shout out to Aaron De La Rosa, who's the CEO of Virtual Pro Gaming, VPG. Great to have his company on Thursday. I hope you're with us again tonight, Aaron. And also, I've been told to give a shout out to VPG's Malaysian coordinator, Al Sakara. And Al Sakara, the Malaysian coordinator, playing for Kita Kita, but it's a Singaporean. So this Malaysian team, full of variety. You've got Terengganu, Penang. Who else have I seen? Obviously Singapore, Selangor. I think there's 3 or 4 players from Selangor. So truly embracing the spirit of this remote gaming technology.
Yeah, for sure. Even the teams that I played in before, we had players from Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia. So it's not uncommon to see these things happen.
Sorry to interrupt you, Nitin. We are ready to go pitch side. Good luck, everybody. It's the second game in our round of 32 in the One Play Sports Pro Club Challenge with time to go pitch side. The first leg being played at Kita Kita's home ground, which is Padang Kota Lama Stadium. And I think we can join our players out there very shortly. Nitin, remember, going for Kita Kita. Can they pull off the upset against the Thais, who look extremely confident based on their team selection. We're just waiting to cross to the pitch. I'm told they're ready. Interesting, we didn't see too many tactical changes there. You can see they're just going through the final selection process. Not too many tactical changes in between the two games on Thursday night. Do you think we're going to see some tactics employed in that break between the first game and the second game? Because we're playing these matches all over 2 legs, so effectively 4 halves of football, if you like. Away goals do count, extra time and penalties if required. Extra time is golden goal. So tactics might come into play here, you think?
Yeah, it all depends on the end of the first leg. What's the score? If one team is losing 2-0, they basically have to go all-out attack in the next game and try and get the goal. So it all depends on the first game.
We had 4 goals in the game on Thursday over the 2 games.
Yep.
Do you think we'll get more tonight over the 2?
I hope so, that considering the first game was laggy and the team still managed to score 3 goals in that game, I'm very hopeful actually today for plenty of goals.
Yep, Aaron Lewis De Rosa is with us. Aaron De Rosa is with us. Great to have you, Aaron. A couple of people asking if there's any odds on these matches. Not yet, but it can only be a matter of time. The question's coming. Why Atip plays this team? Someone's saying, let's have a look. We've got Atip. There's an Atip there somewhere. A centre-back for 2TheMoon. They're asking why he's playing in this game. You'd have to ask the manager. The manager of 2TheMoon is Sungsa, so you need to ask him, I think.
Yeah, he's starting because he's good enough. Simple as that.
Yeah. Nitin knows. Right, here we go. Live at the Padang Kota Lama Stadium. It's the first leg. Kidda against 2TheMoon. You can see Kidda with the Real Madrid emblem. Does that mean they're both playing in Real Madrid kits, home and away Madrid kits? I think it may well do.
No, I don't think so.
I think we're seeing the home and away Real Madrid kits here. So it's ready for kickoff, and away we go. It's Kidda in the white, 2TheMoon in the black in this first leg. And straight away, Al Sacra is on the ball for Kidda. So don't be confused by both of them opting to use the Real Madrid icons in terms of their kit. And smart movement early on from 2TheMoon. Look at this from Makahorn. Gliding down the left-hand side, Mahon gets it to Sungsita. Manahorn. Oh, a lovely shot from Chaplin. What a goal that would have been. Goodness gracious me, inside 4 minutes. And Chaplin from absolutely nowhere. The snapshot didn't look a million miles away, Knitted.
Yeah, for sure. And with 2TheMoon playing a 4-4-2 today, it's very important for those midfielders to join the attack. So he's done a great job there.
Now remember, this is the home leg for Kidda. It's a game they really can't afford to lose. And El Sacra trying to give them their first attacking foray. Here's Why Always Me. He's got his fans out there on the Facebook page. Chance for Zulkarnal. Ucha Abe. Well, they're just trying to get their foothold here. I think they were a bit taken aback by the speed with which 2TheMoon attacked early, and Punk Rex has managed to steal the ball for 2TheMoon.
2TheMoon are pressing really, really well so far.
They really are. Here is Punk Rex again. The ball comes in. It's very deep. They managed to get to it, and the keeper needs to come in. The flag's up for offside. Well, Boom Blastics was lurking, and they were helped by the assistant referee's flag there, Kidda, as their keeper, Apek Shah.
Oh, that's poor.
The 24-year-old from Kent given it straight away to Boom Blastics. The Thais are in the ascendancy here. Here's Chaplin again. They're all over this. Sungsita. This is why 2TheMoon are 2-time Thai champions. Look at that work from Hidani. Into the area they go. The cross comes in. Boom Blastics is there.
It's
and the
goal.
rebound comes out, and it's the opener. Well, the goal comes from Ampa. He says his favourite player is Lionel Messi. And 2TheMoon have taken charge early, and it has been coming, and it's no surprise.
Yeah, for sure. They've started this game brilliantly, putting pressure right from the first whistle, and it's a well-deserved goal, I have to say. And a really good finish by Ampa.
Yeah, Zunkarno, what on earth can Kidda do about this? Why always me? Flags up for offside. It didn't look like it. It's too hot for gloves, surely.
It's not looking good for my prediction, is it now?
Early on, Nitin. Let's remember here that Daruma Pro Club scored the opening goal in our first match-up around about the same time as well, before going down on aggregate by 3-1. But crucially, not only did they lead here, 2TheMoon have already got the away goal that they need. Here's Anun, Chaplin, Sungsita gets it to Hudani, to Ampa. Look at the passing here from 2TheMoon. At the moment, they're looking a different class to the Malaysians. The skills on the ball are sensational. And that was desperate defending, but good defending nevertheless from Azari. Ampa to take the corner. Lots of movement in the area from 2TheMoon. Can they make these set pieces count? We haven't seen a goal from a corner yet. And we're not going to see one now either. Apek Shah, very quick off the mark to gather that. And now Kidda will try and get the ball up the other end as quickly as possible and launch an attack of their own, but they just can't make it happen. Now Wales me and Al Sacra. But look at the defensive work, just so sharp. The Thais a yard quicker at the moment. Punk Rex Gets it to Boomblastics. Amper and Boomblastic. What an understanding. You can see the understanding between the strike pairing up front. And give us an idea, when you've got that strike pairing up front and they're having to basically boss the attacking line, they have to have a good relationship. You can't throw two strangers together in that role.
Yeah, for sure. When you play a formation like 4-4-2, it kind of leaves you short in midfield, because most teams play 5 in midfield. So the two strikers have got to do their job defensively and also work on their link-up play, which has been great so far.
Yeah, look at the space Sunk Sitter's got in that attacking midfield role. It's headed away. Amper, if you're just joining us, giving the 2TheMoon boys from Thailand an early lead here. Here's Hudani, Manahorn, Sunk Sitter, and it comes to Chaplin. They're all over them here. This is going to be 2, and it's 2-0 already.
That's fantastic.
My, oh my, they are scoring for fun here. I just want to try and see who got the final touch there. Was it Boomblastics?
I do believe it's Boomblastics.
Yep, confirmation Boomblastics in the 25th minute, and you could almost argue already this tie is over. We need to see something from Kita quickly. We're only 25 minutes through 180, and they trail by 2, and both of those goals away goals as well.
I think 2TheMoon are just showing us exactly why they are the 2-time FIFA Club Thai League champions. Absolutely fantastic start by them so far, and Kita really have a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, I'm just going through some of the comments here. I think, like us, everyone at the moment, absolutely bedazzled by 2TheMoon. I mean, this performance so far, is this as impressive as we saw from the Royal Cavaliers on Thursday night?
I think it's a little more impressive, because the Cavaliers, for as good as they were with their front movements, I have to say the overall gameplay by 2TheMoon have been absolutely fantastic.
Boomblastics from outside the area over the bar. They're taking a shot at every opportunity. Lots of comments on the live chat.
Yeah, they're not shy to have a go from distance, are they?
Yeah, just saying too good. That's the general gist of what everyone's saying here.
Really classy showing so far.
Yeah,
I have
really
to
impressive.
say.
Now they're coming again. Could they make this 3 before half time? So Boomblastics on the turn.
That's a great.
You've got to get the timing of the shot there spot on to be able to take that first time in, haven't you?
For sure. So you've got to have your finger basically trigger ready.
Yeah. Sawadi Cup to all our viewers watching in Thailand, of which there are many. And at the moment, you'll be very pleased now. This is the first chance for the Malaysians to come forward. Why was me twisting and turning? Nice work, but Sung Sitter, who's very impressive coming forward, is now impressive helping out at the back. We'll be looking forward to seeing the player ratings during the break in this one, because it's difficult to pick any holes in the play of what we've seen from 2TheMoon so far. Fahi with the throw, gets it to Asmari.
Their movement, both defensively and offensively, have been absolutely superb so far.
Yeah, we've only seen that one attacking foray, haven't we? From Wyle was me, from Kita, and it didn't come to anything. The quietest person on the pitch at the moment is Shivas, the goalkeeper for 2TheMoon. Can they get one back before half-time? Wyle was me.
Gets a corner.
They'll win the corner. So now, surely, if they're going to get back into this game, the set pieces have to count. They've got just 2 white shirts in the middle at the moment, Kita. If you're just joining us, it's live One Play Pro Club Challenge action, the round of 32. And it's 2TheMoon from Thailand leading 2-0 as we approach our
they've
time
got
in
a
this
chance
first
here.
leg. Why, it was me! Oh, not a million miles away.
Unlucky.
Well, that's the closest they come to forcing Chivas into a save.
Yeah, for sure. But I've got to say, 40 minutes on the clock, we get our first shot from Kita. That'll be good for them. Good encouragement for the second half, for sure.
Yeah, what they can't afford to do now is clearly concede one more. You'd argue throughout the rest of this game, never mind the rest of this half, because coming from 3-0 down against the team as classy as 2TheMoon is going to be impossible. Hudani, they could be in again right on the stroke of half-time. The cross comes in from Manahorn, and Punk Rex is there. What on earth did he do there? He's still got it to Chaplin! And blocked and through to the keeper. Well, they're living dangerously here. Kita. Kaito Jr., can he find a change of pace? A lovely ball through to Wales. Me in the area. He's having a tug there, and ultimately great defending from, I think, was it Anunu? With the defending there, marvellous stuff.
Just I believe it was Atip.
Was it Atip?
Yeah, I think so.
It was marvellous work, whoever it was. And I thought for a second we might get our first penalty of this one-place pro club challenge. Here's Azari.
We should have got one yesterday.
Should have had one on Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Boomblastics into the area. What a narrow angle this is. Surely can't score from there. Surely can't score from there. Surely can't score from there. Very nearly did. And that will take us all the way up to half-time. And what a half it's been for 2TheMoon. 7th minute goal from Amper. 25th minute goal from Boomblastics. And it's the Thais in control. The Malaysians knitting have to find a way back from here, and it's going to be a long way back.
It's going to be very tough for them, judging by what I've seen from To The Moon, who have been absolutely dominant here so far today. That's 2 away goals for them.
They have to score at least once, surely, Kita
They have
in
to.
the second
They
half
have to.
give themselves a chance. There were some encouraging signs towards the end of that first half,
Yeah,
weren't they?
they got their first shot away by, I think it was Why Always Me. So he was close, but definitely lots to do. They've got to press higher. They've got to win the ball back earlier from their opponents and give it a go.
Yeah, Sung Sita was really impressive, wasn't he, in that midfield role,
Yeah, for
dominating
sure.
the midfield battle. We've hardly seen anything from Zulkarno. Ucha Abe has been very quiet as well. They need a couple of players to step up. You can see that he's got the ability, Why Was Me, if they get the service.
Yeah, for sure. He's made very good runs in this half. Are we back in the second half?
Yeah, we're joining the second
good.
half in action here, Nitin. Remember, Kidda Kidda nil, To The Moon 2. It's Kidda Kidda in the white, playing from right to left. To The Moon in the blue, playing from left to right, and they're in again here into the area, and they'll win their second corner of the game. All Azari could do was send it out for a corner. They cannot concede it right at the start of the second half. It would surely be game over. And the keeper, Apak Shah, just enough, and they can get it clear from Dayan Dajana.
They've got a chance to break here.
But they're going to need to come quickly. Al Sakra, hopeful ball over the top. I was trying to get there, but that was calm defending from Anunu. That time it was Anunu who chested it back to Shivas.
Front to back, I tell you, To The Moon have been absolutely on fire here so far today.
Here's Ampa out to the left-hand side. Munahorn is in acres of space, taking their time now. To The Moon. It's almost exhibition stuff from them. If they get the third, never mind the game. I think this tie is over. El Sakra having to really battle. It's just the cost of conceding that first goal put them under so much pressure so early, Nitin.
Yeah, you know, it's not easy. I've been in games like this where you're just being totally dominated by the opponent and everything you try to do doesn't come off. I've been in this situation, so I understand what they're going through, but they have got to pucker down. They have got to try and win the ball back early, and they've got to make their passes count.
Al Sakra, can they get the first goal in this second half? That would at least make this game interesting. Al Sakra, he's had a promising start to the second stanza. Gets it back to the middle. Ucha A, but Bomblastics, look how deep he's dropped to help out his defence, just too good. And there could be a break. There are plenty of white shirts back though. And that was good defending on Safayan Hanim, I think it was, as Hudani gets it to Munahorn. Look at the skills there. Absolutely dominant they are at the moment. To The Moon, full of confidence. We've already seen a virtual 15 minutes elapse in this second half, and they still can't get the goal they need. Kidda Kidda to get back into this. Munahorn, as it stands, To The Moon looking good to put their place in the last 16. One more goal now might seal it. And Dayan Dajana, all he can do is send it behind for the third corner of the game. They haven't really threatened from corners so far, To The Moon, and they haven't done there either. But the second phase might be interesting. Here's Ampa into the area. Ampa, that's run out of play. There'll be a goal kick.
Well, you can see with To The Moon, they haven't changed their tactics. They're still going for a third goal here, and Huadini, the left back, was nicely overlapping over on the left side. There's now
One Play Sports, Travis Tan, he's trying to outdo you on the prediction game. He says 7-0 to The Moon over the two legs, and Sophie Horn, she's saying, come on, Zorkano. I think Zorkano's got a female fan club out there. Keep the comments coming in.
Zul.
Remember, LSFC, like, share, follow and comment as you watch the live action here on One Play Sports on this One Play Pro Club Challenge. Here's Chaplin. Bomblastics, he really is an impressive player, isn't he? Gets it to Ampa, scorer at the first goal. The two strikers both on the score sheet already.
Oh, look.
Bomblastics takes a deflection, and Azari, all he can do is hack it out. And they'll get the throw. To The Moon, deep inside Kidda Kidda territory. What on earth can Kidda Kidda do to turn this round in the second leg?
Again, the link play between the front two for To The Moon have been exemplary in this game so far. Exactly how you play with two strikers.
Here's Houdini. Playing like the great Houdini at the moment. Manahorn trying to get it over on this far side. Can they keep this ball in play? No, they can't. So a rare mistake from To The Moon, and it allows Kidda Kidda to come forward, but they've just got to get on the score sheet. Coming forward's not enough, and look at that defensive work from Anunu. He's really impressed. Shivas though with a mistake. Very nearly the mistake. Ampa gets him away with it. Houdini. There's a runner down that left-hand side, and he's onside, and Bomblastics is in the middle, as is Ampa. It's Munahorn looking for the option. Trying to trick maybe at the wrong time there, but Ampa has got it straight back. Just getting a little bit scrappy. Just like that, we've only got 15 virtual minutes to play here. Ampa with the cross, headed away by Dayan Dajana. Here's Kato Jr. They're swarming over them to the moon, aren't they? Every time Kidda get the ball, there's no much respite. Bombastics forces the mistake, and they were very lucky there. And I thought it might have even been a back pass.
Very lucky there.
Well, Apak Shah almost gifted a third goal and a second on the night to Bombastics there. Here's Ampa, score at the first. The strike duo prepared to drop so deep as part of the game plan that 2TheMoon have implemented here. Sunksita, Anunu gets it to Punk Rex. Now here's Bombastics.
Lovely movement.
Bombastics looks a class apart, doesn't he? Sunksita, they got two men over there and plenty of space as well. Houdini, fair play to Fahi. That was good defending from Fahi, from Selangor.
Yeah, I like what 2TheMoon are doing, especially with the right back and left back. They're literally hugging the touchline, forcing the...
Here's Anunu, Punk Rex.
Oh.
I don't know what he was doing there. I think he was on a different wavelength to Bombastics, who was making the run ahead of him. Only 10 minutes to go. Well, the best thing you can say about Kidda is they haven't conceded in the second half, Nitin, which was absolutely crucial.
I think that would have been the instruction by the manager, but for sure they need a goal to take this into the next leg, because 2TheMoon have 2 away goals, and that could really end up proving crucial in this tie.
Down this left-hand side, Al Sakra, just no runners there, and they can get it back to the keeper. Shivas can't pick this up, remember.
Oh.
They nearly latched onto that. I think it was Why Was Me who was there. Here's Ampa. Can't surely get the killer blow here right on full time. Remember, there's a second leg still to come, but that will be at the Thai's home stadium of Apollo 11 Stadium. Houdini, Monohorn, Ampa, Bombastics waits in the middle. Here's Ampa.
Oh!
Very nearly, Bombastics got on the end of it as well.
Good cross. Good cross, good
well,
run.
If you're the manager of Kidda and that manager has got work to do, it's Why Was Me who manages this team. What on earth are you saying in the group chats, and what changes can you make at effectively the turnaround here to get them back into it? Well, getting a goal here would be the ideal way to enthuse them on a team talk, but it's not meant to be, and Sunksita gets it away. You're the manager. Let's imagine you're the manager of Kidda. What are you saying?
I'm telling them to stay calm, keep their shape defensively, and try and nick a goal here, because the opponents have been too good in this first game.
Going to say he looked offside there, and he was. That'll teach him for wearing gloves. Here's Anunu, who's been rock solid at the right back. We had that Noon player, didn't we, for Daruma Pro Club, who was a superb
right back. Yeah, he played really well in
on
that game.
Thursday. We've got a good right back here as well for 2TheMoon. Anunu looks rock solid. Here's tracking across now. Atip. And they'll get the throw, but we're into time added on at the end of this first leg. Remember, still the second leg to come. There'll be just 2 minutes added on as Punk Rexed. They've put the cue in the rack here, haven't they, 2TheMoon? They're taking 2-0.
Come on.
Al Sakra. Oh, Houdini. Marvellous defensive work. And that could be that really in terms of this first leg.
Yeah, that's probably it here for this first leg. Looks like it's going to end 2-0.
Al Sakra.
Unless.
What's happened here? They're going to score.
Oh my God.
How on earth did Chivas get back and stop that? My word, what a difference that could have made in the context of the tie.
Right at the end.
How on earth they not scored?
I can't give you an explanation, except that the keeper got up a bit too quickly and managed to regain the ball just before the striker had a chance to score.
Well, disappointment for Kidda. They've got a mountain to climb as they head to Thailand for the second leg, which will bring you in just a couple of moments' time. 2 sensational goals, really, between the two sides, both of them coming in the first half, the 7th and 25th minute. But in truth, on balance, you could say, well, they had the best chance of scoring that second half, Kidda, right at the end after that defensive mix-up.
Yeah. Again, the entire game went to 2TheMoon. They were phenomenal throughout. Right at the end, a lapse of concentration, and Kita had a chance, but...
Let's go through the stats. 6 shots on target, none for Kidda. Just that one attempt that was off target in the first half. They dominated possession, the ties. In nearly every department, they were better. In fact, in every department, they were better.
Yep.
And the star player, Ampa, with an 8.6 rating. That was very impressive indeed. And when you look at his heat map, that's particularly impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Amper was one of the 2 strikers. He played a bit further back. He played more like a centre forward today. And I thought he was excellent. He picked up the ball deep in midfield.
Let's have a look at this early goal. I thought it was the 7th minute. It was a little bit later in the 12th. And he just gave him too much space. And look at that for a finish. It was kind of a back heel, back of it. Almost scored with his heel there, I think. Look at this.
I think lots of credit goes to Bombastic for winning that header. That knockdown created that goal. And Amper was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, it was a sensational finish, wasn't it?
Great finish.
That was the first goal that made it 1-0, and it really shook Kita.
It's 2-0.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the Bombastics goal now in the 25th minute. just nothing you can do about that. And to be able to take it first time, it was a highlight of his play, Bomblastic, just being able to turn and strike the ball first time. They both know what they're doing, Ampro and Bomblastics. Keeper absolutely no chance at Pakshar.
Yeah, but another near post finish, a really good run from Bomblastics, finding the space. Even though there was literally no space, he managed to find space and put it past the keeper.
Well, that's the 2 goals in the first leg, which the Thais have taken by 2-0. So not just 2 goals, 2 away goals at that, as they head back for the second leg at their home stadium, Apollo 11 Stadium. And really, the only thing you can say, the best news you've got for Kidder is it's only 2-0. Travis Tan, double T, saying 7-0 over the 2 legs. If they decide to turn it on in the second leg, that might be crucial. And getting news that there might be some changes in the second leg.
For sure,
for Kidder as well.
No doubt.
I know they've got a couple of other players available to them, the likes of Karabol and Durek, both available to play, standing by online if they're required. And if you're the manager and you've got fresh faces to put in, surely bearing in mind how that first leg's gone, you've got to change it up.
I think initially they were confident of getting a result at home, so they kind of had a formation set for the second match to play a bit more defensive. But that's got to go out the window right now. They've got to go for the goals, right?
M. Kamal Hicks on Facebook. Shiva, still the best rival goalkeeper since FIFA 18. Pulled off a couple of great saves. They nearly got caught out right at the end. How he got back to save that was a miracle. Really close stuff. And just looking at this, we've got lots of you watching here. And Frank Lucas making a bold claim. 2TheMoon will be champions of this tournament halfway through this round of 32. Have they done enough for you to suggest that they're now the favourites?
For sure, this is the second game we're covering, so it's fair to say they're the favourites. They've been absolutely dominant in this game. But it'll be fair to see what Kita change up in the second leg, especially after they know what they're going to come up against. They know how they're going to play. We spoke pre-match about the 2 strikers that 2TheMoon had, and how 2 strikers can potentially win you a game, and we saw that today. So when you have 2 strikers who have the telepathic connection that these two have, you're in for as a defender, you're in for a rough night.
Well, certainly it's a rough night so far for Kita, but they've still got 90 minutes of virtual action to turn this round. It's a tough ask, though, going to Thailand. And again, for the novice esporters out there who aren't familiar with the Pro Club 11 format, when you get these 2-legged ties, is there an inbuilt bias in the game that helps you when you're at home?
Yes. To put it simply, yes. So you do get... some people like to use the term scripting. You do get better scripts when you are playing at home, and Kita unfortunately did not
take advantage.
Not say take advantage. I think the opponents were just too good there.
So you're not really putting any fault on them. It wasn't a question of how bad they were. It's more how good 2TheMoon were.
Of course, Kita will be absolutely devastated with the result. 2 away goals. They're losing 2-0. They won't be happy, but there were some positives towards the end. They almost scored right at the end. They didn't concede in the second half. So these guys have got to take these positives and bring it to the second leg and hopefully put on a performance. You never know, they could win 3-0 and go through.
But they've simply got to score the first goal.
They have to score 2 goals now, minimum. Yeah, and not concede.
What I'm saying is, if they concede first here, then they have to score. They have to score 3 to go through, don't they? So minimum 2. 2-0 takes it to extra time. A 3-1 win, they'd obviously win on away goals then, wouldn't they? But that's a big ask. It's difficult to see them stopping 2TheMoon scoring throughout the course of the 90 minutes in the second leg.
For sure, 2TheMoon have been absolutely phenomenal in that game. Kita gonna have their work cut out for them. It's gonna be really tough, but it's FIFA. Anything can happen.
If you're just joining us, you're watching live coverage, live and exclusive coverage on One Play Sports of the One Play Pro Club Challenge. Our second match night of 32 coming your way over the next 10 weeks on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. We've already seen the Royal Cavaliers of Vietnam qualify for the round of 16 tonight. It's looking very much like 2TheMoon of Thailand are going to join them. And of course, we're looking forward to the game on Tuesday night because that is our first causeway clash of this Southeast Asian Championships. It's ones to watch from Singapore against Manok Gasak against Malaysia. And whenever you get Singapore and Malaysia taking each other on, it doesn't matter whether it's Tiddlywinks, Penny Up the Wall, or FIFA. It's going to be a big clash, isn't it?
It always is. Even when I was playing friendly matches against Malaysian teams, we didn't want to lose. It's just inbuilt in us from watching football, watching Fandi Ahmad and V Sundramuthi growing up against playing in the Malaysia Cup. Since then, I think that rivalry has just blossomed.
Seems to be there's quite a long time between matches here. That suggests that there's some tactical changes going on by Kita Kita. As I said, we actually did hear before the broadcast, but didn't share this with you in the interest of fairness. Their original plan was that Juret was going to come in for Azari at right back. They were going to bring in Karabol for Amenina at left back, and Weil was me was going to drop back into right midfield. So I think that might help them. Why was me dropping a bit deeper? Bearing in mind he does look like a proper talent. Obviously limits what they can do going forward, but they need to try and get a grip on what's happening in midfield. So if they take on that tactical change, I think it can only help them.
Yeah, for sure. Initially, these guys had they were confident they were going to win the home leg and they were going to go a bit more defensive in the second leg. That's out the window now. It wouldn't surprise me to see why always me playing up front. And they've got to bring on some pace on the wings for sure.
Yeah, well, as I said, we've got an email address now, studio at oneplaysports.com. And straight away, we've already had an email in. My producer's just handed it to me. Excuse the printer. We've run out of paper here. So that's why you're seeing stuff there. And it's from Daniel, who says, Dear Nitin, love the shirt. Where did you buy it?
I bought it from an online shop called 40. So check it out.
You start
actually, you know what? Follow me on Instagram. You guys saw my handle earlier. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll share. I'll share where I get these.
Are you whoring yourself out for Instagram?
I am not whoring myself out. What I'm doing is I'm just letting people know where they can get these excellent shirts.
This is Daniel that likes your shirt, and it's Daniel from the blind school in Singapore.
Oh,
that's who the email's from.
How does he send the emails?
They've probably got a voice recognition.
That's
thing,
a lie, then.
It's not. Listen, just roll with the punches.
No,
there seems to be a slight delay between the two games. I'm just trying to find out. Can I have some word on what's happening with our second matchup? Are we ready to go? I think we're ready to go. So let's cross pitch side for the second leg. Kita
awesome.
Trailing 2-0 as they head to Thailand to take on 2TheMoon. And we're going to the Apollo 11 Stadium. I think I noticed that Kita are playing their home games at the Emirates, but wearing Real Madrid's white. And just to add to the confusion, I'm assuming here we're going to get Kita in the black and 2TheMoon in the white, but we'll find out and wait and see which way round it is while we see the game loading up there. We're set for action now. Remember, away goals do count, so the only outcome in this second game that can take us to golden goal, extra time and penalties is 2-0 to the Malaysians. That's a big ask on the basis of what we've seen so far. One thing we must mention, we were giving the EA server plenty of stick on Thursday because the game was going slowly. There was no lag, little to no lag there.
Yeah, so again, it was an EA servers issue, but thankfully today the games have gone smoothly, and that's exactly what we need.
Just to confirm, thankfully we have got the same colours. 2TheMoon in Real Madrid's away kit in the bluey-blacky thing, playing from left to right. Kita in the white, playing from right to left. And let's see if they start early, and we'll try and pick up if they've made some of those changes. I think they have. Here's over the ball. Is that
Vibram,
I think it is, yeah. Over on this near side. What's taking time here? Vibram drifts that into the middle. Is he onside here? He is. Bombastics. He's offside. Yeah, looked too good to be true, didn't it?
Just didn't get the timing of the run right there.
Apak Shah gets it to Kaito
Oh,
Jr.
he's
They've
high
given it
up.
up. And Punk Rex is on it like a knife. And look at that fantastic leave. Leaves it to Ampa. Comes
Got
to
it.
Punk Rex again.
Oh, unlucky.
That would have been some goal. The build-up play between them, the understanding between these 2TheMoon Thai champions. It's easy to see why they're back-to-back champions of Thailand.
Yeah, that ball roll there was absolutely fantastic.
5 virtual minutes in and the ball hasn't left the Kita half. Here's Ampa.
Ampa's got some skills, doesn't he?
He's got the skills to pay the bills, and he's on it again here. That's solid defending from Vibram. Really well there. Ucha gets it out. But it's not the ideal start, really. Kita wants it to be on the front foot, and you can't afford throw-ins like that. Just giving it straight to Bombastics. Here's Munahorn. In the middle it comes. That's gone out of play, and Unu couldn't keep that in. So this is the break they need. Alexis Anik with the throw. Gets it to Al Shakra. Al Shakra looking for Alexis Anik again. And Sungsita can only get that out for a throw. So this is more like it. They're at least threatening enemy territory, but can they force Shivas into a save? He had to make one scrambling save, but it wasn't really from a shot at the end of that first leg. There's Al Sakra and Unu.
Oh, they've got to be
Punk
careful here.
Rexed. Well, in that first leg, they didn't commit loads of bodies forward. When they were trying to hit them on the counter to the moon, that was arguably where Kita looked most comfortable to contain them. Karabo. I think, unless I'm mistaken, that's a change.
So far, pretty even up, I have to say.
Yeah, Kaito Jr. Here's Alexis Anik. didn't have the option there, and he was just crowded out of it. Their positional play is so strong. I mean, look at that, the audacity to send that ball backwards across the field like that from To The Moon. Munahorn, Ampa. They're not being too adventurous going forward yet, are they, Kidder? They're going to have to throw bodies forward at some point. Here's Bombastics. To Munahorn. Ampa again. I was thinking for Bombastics, but too many bodies. Yeah, they're still dropping deep for me, Kidder. They can't get back into this game if they're staying so deep.
They don't really have a choice, but one thing I've noticed from To The Moon in this half is, if you notice in the last match, their left back and right backs kept bombing forward. They're not doing it as often this match.
Look at that turn from Punk Rex. That's absolutely glorious. To Bombastics. Can he get the shot away? Not yet.
Good defending.
And somehow, can he get it away? But it's 3. Well, you just can't afford to not clear properly. And that is some goal. It might not have come initially from Bombastics like we thought it would, but when you make mistakes like that, they're going to make you pay. And Bombastics with his second of this tie. 1 in the first leg, 1 in the second, and that's game over now, Nitin.
For sure. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I don't know how Bombastics got that ball. But
I think the clearance went straight to the Moon player, and he just bombed it back into the area.
One thing I don't understand is why is Kita rushing their clearances? Take your time. You don't need mistakes like that, especially when you're down 2-0.
It's 3-0 now, and of course, 2 of those goals are away goals, which means, I suppose, the only thing you could say that's a positive for Kidder is they had to score 3 goals in normal time to win the tie anyway at 0-0. Now, if they win 3-1, they'll still go through by virtue of the away goals rule, but it's looking increasingly unlikely. We're already halfway through the first half in this second leg. Here's Munahorn, here's Ampa. Bombastics lurks again. Bombastics is on a hat-trick, remember. A hat-trick in the context of the tie.
The CDM there was playing like a centre-back for Kita.
They've got some space to operate with. Zulkarnain now. Zulkarnain, here's Why Was Me. He's dropped deeper as we thought he might do in this second game.
Too
but
narrow.
Sitter is with the steal again. And look at this, there's options ahead of them now. Bombastics runner down this right-hand side, and he's found it. Lovely from Punk Rex. Look at the cool, calm collectedness on the ball. Back to Chaplin. Chaplin going to get the shot away! Some save that from Apex Sharp.
Good save.
First corner of this second leg, and it goes to the team that are in the ascendancy. 1-0 on the night, 3-0 on aggregate.
I have to say I'm really worried for Kita at this point, because they're going to need to commit men forward, and To The Moon just looks so sharp up front. I don't see a way back for Kita.
Yeah. Bangsari goes, or Dangsari I should say. What reflexes from that Thai striker, Bombastics. I couldn't agree with you more. And we've got Maximus VFC, our team from, I'm just going to check where they're from, Maximus. I've got them here somewhere because they're really impressed with what they're seeing from To The Moon. Maximus are from Malaysia. They take on the Tasmanian Devils on the 11th of April, which is a week tonight. So good to have Maximus tuning in, Maximus VFC. Many thanks to Youssef and all his team at VPG Virtual Pro Gaming. They're all in the office today, assisting with the organisation of this tournament, which has been brilliantly run by them.
Thanks, guys.
El Sacra with the cross, and again, they're good going forward. And what's equally as impressive, the few times that Kidder have gone forward, they've not panicked the ties. They seem to have been fully in control.
They just know what they're doing. Everyone's equally responsible. Everyone knows where they're supposed to be. Everyone knows who they're supposed to mark. That's what happens when Kita the formation isn't working for sure. They've got to start playing out wide.
Ampa, what options do you have in terms of, while the game's going on, to change the formation? As Bombastics, is the flag down? It is. Bombastics in, lovely turn! What a save from Apex Sharp. Sung Sitter though, they're coming again. I don't think they can keep him out for much longer. Chaplin from the narrow angle, squares, and look at the space. Munahorn scores! And it's 4-0 on aggregate, 2-0 on the night. Manhorn with an absolute beauty. That was unsavable. Apex Sharp moments earlier had made a brilliant save, but Mahorn makes it 2.
Was it Bombastics on the wing who beat his man and put the cross in?
I think it was Punk Sitter.
Was it?
Yeah.
Fantastic play.
Marvelous
Great
stuff.
finish. Kita really have had huge problems in this match.
Well, Travis Tan, double T, said 7-0. The way this is going, it might not be far off on aggregate. They lead 4-0
right
on aggregate now. And if you're in pro club football, does your head start to drop when you're this far down?
For sure, the energy in the chat will start getting negative. Your manager might start
throwing things around his bedroom, I should think, at this point.
high chance.
Chaplin, space on the left-hand side. Bombastics, good defending from Diane Dejana.
Yeah, I have to say I love watching 2TheMoon play. They're so silky in their passes. Excellent movement, excellent defending.
Just a minute of time to be added on, or 2 minutes I should say, apologies, at the end of this first half. I spotted a rick in the game there because the actual board said 1 that the 4th official held up. We'll get on to our good friends at EA Sports about that. Here's Chaplin.
It's a man on the far post. Oh.
That was a block that needs to be made by Kita Kita. Half time then, and this tie is out of reach for Kita Kita. Now it's all about respectability because nobody likes to get gubbed. 2-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. You take a small victory now by just scoring a goal, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think they'll take any positives from here. I think there's no doubt in terms of who the better team is. So Kita Kita just got to take this as a learning experience, try and get a goal, try and win the second half at least.
Yeah, so 2-0, they really can't come back from this, can they? They need to score, I'm just doing the maths, they need to score 4 goals now in the second half to go through. It's not going to happen. Slightly better on the possession stats at half-time than they were at full-time in the home leg. Yeah. But the disappointment, and the one that tells a story of the tie, not just tonight, is no shots on goal. Never mind shots on target.
Just speaks about the dominance of 2TheMoon today.
And in FIFA, again, like in real football, you look at that pass accuracy stat. In FIFA, is it fair to say that 99 times out of 100, the team with a pass accuracy percentage that is greater will win the game?
That's not true, because a lot of players like to keep possession, but the possession goes nowhere and you end up losing the ball and the team counter-attacks and you're screwed in that sense.
So that one doesn't necessarily
mean anything.
Okay. Yeah. So second half is underway in this second leg. If you're just joining us, you're watching live. One play, Pro Club Challenge Football. It's 2TheMoon of Thailand against Kita Kita of... Kita Kita, I should say. I keep doing that, Kita Kita. Of Malaysia. And it's 4-0 to the Thais over the 2 legs. 2-0 they won in Malaysia, and they're winning 2-0 here in the virtual Thailand. We're playing this game at the Thais home stadium, which is Apollo 11 Stadium. Oh, here they come again, Munahorn. Houdini. Munahorn. Sungsita. Houdini. Bit of magic. Cross comes in, this Bombastics is there. And so was Carabo.
So that's when you know that 2TheMoon are enjoying. The left back was bombing forward again. They're not worried about this result at this point.
Yeah, they're just playing exhibition stuff now. All it needs now is for them to have programmed the Olay. Does that? Have they got a program here where the Olay comes in when you're winning comfortably? They should have. Ampa. Oh, that's a cheeky ball through. Apek Shah was quick off his line. They were looking for Bombastics.
I have to say, Apek Shah has been pretty good over the 2 legs, despite conceding 4 goals. I think those goals were not down to him, and his overall starting position has been really good in this match.
Yeah, it's difficult to say. Keeper's had a good tie, hasn't it, when he's conceded 4 times? But you're right, he's made a couple of saves without him. It would have been much worse.
He's kept his team in it for sure.
Look at this pinpoint accuracy to Houdini. Haven't seen much from Wile was me in this slightly deeper role in this second tie. Here's Ampa. Ampa looking for the options. He's got options to the left and he finds him. It's Munahorn, the scorer of the second goal on the night. Look at this exhibition stuff. Houdini to the edge of the area. Here's Chaplin. Gets it to Ampa! It's 3 on the night. 5 at aggregate. And the Malaysians are being sent home with smack bottoms knitting.
I was just going to tell you about Ampa and how well he's done in this striking position. He's more of a cam. He makes the late runs into the box, makes it impossible for the defenders to find him.
A bit of advice on commentary. It's no good telling us that after he scored. You need to mention that.
I was just going to, and you keep talking.
You better get used to that. Here's Wiles free. Dropping deeper. Oh, that's given away. Ampa now. Well, Travis Tan said 7-0. It doesn't look like he's going to be far away here. It's currently 5 on aggregate.
He might be
and
right.
It could be number 6 on the way. Munahorn. He's already scored 1. Chaplin to Ampa. He's already scored 1 in the first leg. Good tackle. Who was that? Was that Sofan Hanim? I think it was with the tackle. Good work from the Malaysian at the back. Here's Vibram.
Just look at the purple icon. Look at Ampa's movement. I tell you, this guy's a hell of a player.
Chaplin. Zulkarno had a quiet second leg, but then so many of them have, and that's offside. Just not going right for them. Alexis and Ike.
Kita still at 0 shots, I believe.
Yeah, still the flag up again. But they only had 1 shot in the entire tie, haven't they? That was in the first half, very early on.
Actually, they had that chance right at the end of the first leg.
That didn't go down as a shot, bizarrely. I think that was more of a mistake.
Fair enough.
I'm not arguing.
Look at the left back.
On the left-hand side again, Nitton spotted this left wing. Houdini.
Oh, what a cross.
Well, Apek Shah had to get the touch there because there was a 2TheMoon player lurking on the back stick. Danger's not gone yet. Boom Blastics. Wile was me. Look how deep Wile was me, who started the first leg as a striker, is having to drop now.
They're just being outplayed, and they're all starting to lose their tactical discipline, and they're all starting to get out of positions. It's not a good sign.
It certainly isn't.
70 minutes in, 3-0, 5-0 overall on aggregate.
Tuesday's game, incidentally, the Causeway Clash ones to watch against.
Oh,
that's
they've
a
got
chance! Oh, it's dribbled through.
I
to
wanted
Shivas.
them to score.
There's finally, it's because you're a nice guy. There's
Thanks.
finally the first shot of the match. And they've waited 72 minutes to take it, and all they've done now is look at that for it. That's audacious.
Oh, what a
Punk
touch.
Rex now. We know he's got the skills to pay the bills over on that far side. Can he beat a man? Decides to go back to Anunu.
He's a
Now space for Sunk Sitter. Sunk Sitter.
Ooh.
Punk Rex again. Needs two players. You almost need to double team Punk Rex to keep him quiet, don't you? Winners of this one play the winners of Laro, Jack of Singapore, and Ankatsuki, who play on the 18th of April.
Oh wow, the winners played La Roja.
Or Ankatsuki.
It's going to be a crazy game.
Oh, there's another effort on goal. Wile was me.
Unlucky.
He put his head up to the sky and said, Wile was me there.
Yeah,
Appropriately named.
That's a Balotelli reference, right? Why always me? Remember? Do you?
What's that?
Balotelli, the why always me?
Ah, with the shirt. Oh, yeah. Here's Minohorn. Do they want to get a fourth? You feel if they do, they can score one. Dang Sari very impressed with 2TheMoon. Everyone is. That's the general consensus. Dang Sari says 2TheMoon midfielders take full control of the game even when they play 4-4-2.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. It's so hard for your two midfielders in the 4-4-2 because most teams play 4-2-3-1. Your midfield gets drowned out, but these two have done amazing.
The only thing they've been weak on is set pieces so far. Can they get a goal from a corner? That would really wrap this performance up. It's already a 5-star performance. Can they make it a 6-star one? Not that time. They still get the ball here though.
Do a
mess
flick.
around is Vibram, and they've come away with it finally.
Come on, Kita, one goal at least.
Now, are there a few of these Kita players logged off now? It looks like they have. It looks like they're playing with a...
Oh,
if there's a free kick is it on the edge of the area, no.
oh, they got a penalty.
Well, it's going to be too little too late, but can they get the consolation? Is this Alexis and Eek to take it?
I don't think that's a foul. But...
Oh! Well,
you cheeky boy.
they're going to leave the One Play Pro Club Challenge, but they're going to leave with their heads held a little bit higher.
Nice one.
Look at this.
Nice. You love to see that.
Alexis and Eek gets one back right on full time.
5-0 down on aggregate. He says, you know what, I'm going to chip it.
How stupid would he looked if the keeper had stayed still. Minohorn. And was it a penalty? If that had been in a close game, I think they'd have been screaming from the rafters here.
I don't think it was.
And it's put Travers Tan's 7-0 prediction to bed.
But I'm glad they've got a goal for all their effort
You're
over the
such a
two
nice
legs.
guy.
No, for all their effort over the two legs, they deserve a goal. They do.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you again. Why do you always think I'm arguing with you?
I don't think you are.
Punk Rex. Here's Chaplin. To Uchiabi.
Oh, one more.
Offside, I think. Is he? No.
He's on.
He's onside.
Alexis!
Alexis!
Come on, Alexis.
Oh, good save,
Oh,
Shivas.
did it.
That's the only save Shivas has made in the entire 180 minutes
Yeah,
from a shot.
you're right.
He scrambled back to save right at the end of the first leg.
Added time is up.
Well, that's going to be that.
5-1 on aggregate to the Moon, who have been absolutely amazing over the two legs, I have
Well,
to say.
as you say, and you quite rightly said,
So I got my prediction right, eh?
well, what was your prediction?
Kita, 4-2.
And we saw the Paneka penalty as well, for good measure. So that gives it everything. Brilliant teamwork from 2TheMoon, a Paneka penalty, and 6 goals over the two legs.
I told you more goals than yesterday for sure, but
Well, you got that one right.
I got my prediction wrong. I underestimated 2TheMoon. That's not going to happen again for sure. These guys are top notch.
Second leg is gone to 2TheMoon by 3-1. Bomblastics, Manohorn, and Ampa. Bomblastics and Ampa, the scorers in the first leg, with another goal in this tie in the second. Alexis and Eek on a questionable penalty decision with the Paneka pen to at least allow the Malaysians to leave with their heads held high. And they did muster some shots on target this time, 3 of them.
Yeah, it's nice to see Kita give it a go in the second half. That left lots of space for 2TheMoon to counter, but
Yeah, Bombastics to the star rating of 8.8. Remember, it was Amper with 8.6, the star rating in the first leg. But there's been no question really. From the moment that first goal went in the 12th minute of the first leg, they always looked the better side, didn't they? Never in a moment's danger.
Never ever in a moment's danger. These guys they came prepared. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew how they wanted to play. It didn't matter how the opposition played. These guys were always going to win today.
That was Bombastics opening the scoring in this second leg. It's a save from Apek Shah, who, as Nitin mentioned, did have a good game. Didn't really make too many mistakes. Where it broke down for me for Kita was that transition from defence to midfield. Too many times they just couldn't take control of it.
But they were rushing their clearances. Just not enough calm overall.
Yeah, there's Manahon making it 2-0 on the night after 39 minutes. And at this point it's 4-0 on aggregate and the game is well and truly gone.
Love that Joker green hair.
I prefer Joe Bananas in his blue hair from the
Amper
Royal Cavaliers. Look at the finish there from Amper. That was Amper with what would be the final goal scored by 2TheMoon in this tie. But there was, as we see, an effort, the header just goes wide. Should have possibly scored there, or at least got the effort on target. But Alexis Anique, I hope we get to see this Panenka penalty again. We do. All the tricks being played by Shivas. All he had to do was stand still and he'd have saved it. Flat on his backside. Alexis Anique made him look silly, but the bigger scheme of things will show that in this tie, it was 2TheMoon that Kita had to bow down to. Kita not exactly being made to look stupid, but they were thoroughly outclassed.
I think there was a huge gulf in quality in this match. We could see them play a friendly tomorrow and Kita end up on top, but for no doubt in my mind today that the winners were deserved and they're going to be a huge team to look out for.
One of the favourites, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
We won't go over those goals again. We've seen the highlights once already. Worthy winners 2TheMoon of Thailand, and both the seeded teams are through so far. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get any of the seeded teams upset in the round of 16. I know around of 32. I know Yusuf and his team at VPG put a lot of work into seeding this competition properly, so we try and get the best teams to go through. But the golfing class, it's been evident in the first two games, hasn't it, really, between the seeded and the non-seeded?
Yeah, it's been pretty evident, I have to say, over the two legs for the first two games. But I'm still not counting out the unseeded teams. They are always new stars ready to be found, new players who haven't been noticed yet. And I'm hoping we find one of those in the unseeded teams.
Don't forget to keep commenting during our live broadcast every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 11 p.m. Singapore time. Halem bin Jumahat, good game 2TheMoon. Nice to see the Malaysians, I'm assuming the chap's Malaysian, giving their props to the Thais who did so well. And Sawadi Cup to all our, go on Sawadi Cup. Sawadi Cup to all our friends who've been watching in Thailand. Right, let's go now and look at the updated bracket, shall we? How that makes it look, because we know 2TheMoon will play the winners of La Rojak Football and Ankatsuki. That's Singapore against Malaysia. That's on the 18th of April. So that is, I'm doing my maths, 2 weeks tonight.
Yep.
They'll have to wait to see who they play. And elsewhere, we know the Royal Cavaliers are through. And they will play the winners of Ones to Watch and Manok Gasak, which is our next game coming to you on Tuesday. Really looking forward to that one. Our first Causeway clash should be an absolute cracker. There you see it, 11 p.m. on Tuesday, Singapore time. That's GMT +8.
Yeah, Singapore versus Malaysia is always a big one. Both teams already have seen the competition they're going to be up against, so they've got to be on the top of their game, and hopefully we're going to see more goals.
Many thanks to our friends at Virtual Pro Gaming, VPG. Thanks to our skeleton crew here who have brought this broadcast to you with Singapore now, not officially in lockdown, but certainly with stricter measures. Me and Nitin have been adhering to that and keeping our social distance. And wherever you are in the world, please make sure you listen to your government and follow the right advice to keep you all safe during this ongoing COVID-19 crisis. We'll do our best at One Play Sports to entertain you through it. You can keep checking the One Play Sports Facebook page for regular updates and sports news, not just in the world of esports and the Pro Club Challenge, but there's lots of other great content for you as well. If you're watching from India, our dear friend Anubhav there is doing some marvellous work in his Skype machine to bring you some great content. So it's always worth checking back the One Play Sports Facebook page throughout the day to find all the very best news. Many thanks to Nitin. Many thanks to Nitin's shirt. She's also a star of the
Hey.
show as always. Are you going to give a different shirt on Tuesday?
Yes, but I don't have too many more to turn around after this, so don't expect
I'll
too
have to
much.
speak to the boss to see if we can get you a
Oh,
bit of a
fantastic,
clothing budget. Now you're in show
love that.
business,
I
you've
love
got to
that.
get a clothing allowance.
Thanks,
mate.
bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Help me out with that.
It's all right, mate. Respect. Can't
Hey,
touch. Nearly caught
don't
you out.
touch me.
Many thanks to everyone. Don't forget to check back. I have the highlights of the game tomorrow. And remember, we've already seen the Royal Cavaliers through, and now 2TheMoon are through. The question is, will it be the team from Singapore or Malaysia that they face? We'll find out on Tuesday. Same time, same place, 11 p.m. The One Play Sports Facebook page for more esports and One Play Pro Club Challenge. See you then.
See ya.